First game back after international break. 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Job done by the boys. My name is SJ. I walk to Kingsley from Block 5. We're going to get into that game today. Firstly, if you're a new person here listening, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. If you listen to Apple or Spotify, please subscribe, leave a 5-star review wherever you're taking the podcast in. Thank you very much. So, yes, we've defeated Nottingham Forest 3-0. Job done. Very good performance by the boys. Let's just get into the show notes. The starting lineup. We're always all very surprised to see Declan Rice not in the starting lineup. But given our squad depth and our squad quality, this is what we wanted. We can't bash Mikel Arteta on one hand for not rotating, even as early in the season, and then Bashman on the other hand again for rotating. Declan Rice played 2 games of international break for England, and we know that he gives 100% no matter what. He's probably in back garden giving 100%. He'd be in the playground with his friends giving 100%. So if we've got the quality, well, as we know we do, and we're playing a Forest team who are decent last year, started this year a bit shaky. So that allows us to rotate our players. So yeah, it's good that we did that. Obviously, Mosquera came in for Saliba, which we've got good news about because on Friday he trained with the team. This game obviously came too soon for him, and as a fan base, I'm sure we don't want to rush him back when we have Mosquera, who played very well against Liverpool when he came off the bench after 5 minutes. So he's an able deputy again. So we're able to give our key players, our core players from last season, a break where needed. Um, I mean, watching the game, you wouldn't even know that Sleeper wasn't playing. Such was the quality that Mosquera played with, but we'll get on that later. As they started on the left, which we expected, and Martin Odegaard, the returning captain, after his injury that he picked up against Leeds. He played 45 minutes and a 90-minute game for Norway over the international break, so he was fit and ready to go. Getting into the game, um, in the first 5, 6 minutes, I thought Forest were going to do a man marking job because Gibbs White was seemingly following Zubi everywhere. He was literally white on rice, touch tight with him wherever he went. But yeah, that pretty much faded after about 5, 10 minutes. Less than that, probably less than 10 minutes. And he pretty much retreated back to his midfield line because we don't need to play through Zubi to advance the ball. As we know, we've got loads of ball players at the back, especially Mosquera in this game, and Big Gabby, to be honest, who were literally progressive with their passing wherever they could be. So yeah, I mean, playing if you're going to man mark, it would have literally gone worse than it did today for them. Um, in terms of early chances, we didn't really create much. Our first chance came from Mikel Merino, which was from a free kick from Odegaard, clipped in. It was knocked down to him, and it was a bit of a high bouncing ball. So I think if he was to score it, he'd have to jump up to the level of how high the ball went, which would give him more control to angle the ball into the far corner. But he elected to just lift his leg as high as possible and get what he can on it. So he wasn't able to direct it more accurately. So it went straight to the keeper. It was a very good chance. And unfortunately, from that chance, the ball broke out to the edge of the box, and Martin Odegaard went in for a tackle, landed awkwardly, and seemed to re-injure his shoulder that he came off against Leeds. That kept him at the Liverpool game. So that was a shame that he had to come off early. He tried to run it off, but he couldn't do so, and he was replaced by Ethan Waneri. In that first half an hour, we're going to talk about Noni and his performance um, in the game as a whole. Really, in that first half, he was our main outlet, our main danger, our biggest danger. Every time he got the ball, he was just looking to be direct and beat his fullback. He did that with, I say, consummate ease. He was going both ways, different trick each time, step over. He might do a jab step over the ball and run, knock it past the fullback. He is a player right now that is confident. Um, I wasn't too critical of his Liverpool performance. I thought he had even more end product for all the good work that he did with running there wasn't much end product for me against Liverpool. Obviously, he got his goal during the international break for England against Serbia, a very well taken goal with a dribble and chip over keeper. Um, and again, in this game, he was beating his fullback, and I don't want to be a party pooper, a Debbie Downer, a negative Nancy, but you saw when he got to the byline, he was clipping the ball and it was going a bit too far over everyone's head. Um, a couple of times, whenever everyone's head, when he's cutting it back, he wasn't finding our players' feet. You could say the players not making runs for him, but yeah, I just think he just seemed like he wasn't able to pick our players after all the hard work that he had done. I said after Liverpool game, we needed someone to take corners when Saka and Odegaard are not on the pitch. Um, and Noni's clearly got the call. His corners in the game overall, I mean, he started well. His corners doing very well in the first half, first part, second half, but you saw as he got more and more tired, the crosses from the corners, they failed to beat the man at the front post a couple of times, in that second half, which is a fatigue. It's fine, expect that. But it's good to see that he was um, on corners because we're an in-swinging team, and without Saka and Odegaard, we reverted to outswinging corners, which is not our forte. Um, and we need to maximise our set pieces as much as possible. As you know, Mikel Arteta is about maximising every opportunity that we get in a game, and we wasn't doing that with our outswinging corners. Um, I mean, our first goal, it came from a Madueke corner. It was overhit. Um, I'm gonna have to use like a negative Nancy. Sorry, he had a very good game. Just want to say that. Um, so the ball bit overhit, slightly overhit. Forest defender at the back post nods it out to the edge of the box, and our number six, our holding mid. Um, he's not. He doesn't wear number six, but our holding mid, Martin Mendy was there on the edge of the box, and he smashed the ball. I would say top corner. It was down the middle ish, but it got a slight deflection, which took it past the goalkeeper. Because at the time, I was a bit skeptical as to why the keeper couldn't save it. I know there's a lot of power in it, but you expect a professional goalkeeper to do better. But on the replay, you can see that it took a slight nick along the way, which made it a lot harder for Sales to save it. But nonetheless, it was a very good, well-controlled volley by Zubi, and it was a shock to everyone to find out that was his first goal outside the box because he has very good technique. He's got a sweet right foot, particularly for his passing. His long balls that we've seen him produce. So yeah, I mean, if he's able to chip in with more goals outside the box, just outside the box, that'd be decent for us. I mean, Thomas Partey he chipped in with a few goals outside the box. That swinging shot he done on his instep where he swings at top, bends at top corner. He's done it a few times for us when he used to play for us. Maybe Zubi could do likewise for us in the coming games in the future. Um, so yeah, I mean, other than that, the first half was pretty much all us. I mean, the whole game was all us, to be honest. We pretty much nullified and stifled Nottingham Forest and everything they wanted to do. It was a pretty disappointing performance from them, given they got a new manager. Um, but they were just unable to get out. Even though they played how I thought they would play if Nuno was in charge, as in sit deep and try and spring on the break. But I don't think they were even able to spring on the break because we were just smothering them. Anytime they got the ball and tried to get out, we smothered them. Our centre backs, um, I can get to the centre backs now. Both our centre backs are outstanding, aggressive on the front foot, giving them no time whatsoever. I mean, they had one chance in the second half. Chris Wood, if you want to call it a chance, it's just a nothing cross. And he's actually done well. I think he's meant it. He's guided the ball with his chest towards our goal. But David Raya has produced a fantastic save just to tip it onto the bar. But other than that, I don't think there's any other Forest chance of note to talk about, just given the quality that we play with as a team, especially in the defensive unit. Christian Mosquera, uh, when he came in, we weren't sure how many minutes he would get this season. Um, But obviously, the injury Saliba has presented him with a chance, and he has 100% taken that chance with both hands. He's come out against Liverpool at Anfield, a very difficult place to come and make your debut. And he took that debut and played very well at Anfield. I mean, we know how they score. It took a free kick for him to score. Other than that, there was no other chances from Liverpool, such as Ekitike was kept quiet, Salah, Gakpo all kept quiet, and Mosquera was part of that. And yesterday, his passing was just very good. I mean, obviously, we know Saliba likes to make those passes out wide to our right-sided winger. Um, and Mosquera was doing likewise yesterday. He was doing the exact same. It looked the same. It looked as if it was Saliba playing and playing his balls out wide. You know, he had the right pace on the ball, accuracy, pace, and yeah, it allowed Nolly just to drop back 5 yards from the fullback and get in that space between the fullback and the left mid, pick up the ball and drive the fullback as he was doing every time in that first half. And Mosquera's passing was a big part of that. Um, he even played a couple of passes out wide with his left foot, so he can do it with both feet. Very cool. You can't. He's very quick across the ground as well. Composed in terms of when his back is facing, when he's facing towards his own goal, he doesn't panic. There was a perfect one in the second half where he's just running back towards the goal. He's kind of dropped the shoulder and gone back out towards the right back position, and just passed the ball out very nicely. Um, I think we've got a very good player in our hands. Obviously, Saliba will come back and take that position when he's ready, but it's just good to know that when we want, if Saliba picks up injury, he can slot in there at right centre back. I also think he could probably play left centre back, to be honest. Growing up, there's always a everyone. I think there's more right-footed players in football than left-footers. So if you're a centre back, you will at some point play left centre back, as opposed to a left centre back who doesn't play right centre back. It just doesn't happen. Um, I mean, look at Van Dijk. He plays left centre back because he's a right footer. I think Mosquera could most certainly play left centre back if Big Gabby is injured and needs a rest. But I mean, we know the squad depth. That's not even required because we've got Hincapié now, and obviously Calafiori can play left centre back as well. Sorry, so we have so many options. It's just good to see. Um, Victor Gyökeres, we're gonna get to him because straight after half time we made it 2-0. Uh, in the first half, Gyökeres, he was quiet, but he was a willing runner. He was a willing runner, and you have to respect that. He was always chasing down the ball. There was a time in the first half where the ball's gone long, defenders misjudged it, let it bounce. Victor Gyökeres pounced on it. He's got on the ball and he's lit off to Eze, and Eze's had a shot which was blocked, but that shot came from his hard work, chasing down a nothing ball and making something happen. Um, and at the start of the second half, I think it was 46 seconds into the second half, Calafiore's played a sensational ball over the top for Eze. I mean, the defender should do better. He's misread it. It was similar to the defender in the first half, who just let the ball bounce and misread it as well. Um, and Eze, who we'll get to as well, he's played a beautiful first time pass across the box to Gyökeres, and he's there just to tap it in. I mean, I did say previously that Gyökeres will not need to run around and be a hero like he was at Sporting. He just needs to be in the right place at the right time to tap in our chances because we will create chances as we always do. And you can see that straight away. Eze didn't have two thoughts about where he could put it because Gyökeres was in the right place and it made Eze's decision much easier. Didn't have to take a first touch, so he didn't have to take two touches. Just played it first time across the box, low and high. It was very, 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 very underrated how good that pass was from Eze, to be honest. But that's not his strongest foot, and he controlled that pass very well, put it in the right area. And Gyökeres, I mean, he's now got 3 goals in 4 games. It's a fantastic start to his Premier League career. There was questions whether he could do it, and he's shown in his first 4 games that he is capable of doing it. Uh, so yeah, I mean, onwards and upwards for Gyökeres. He's only going to get better. The more time the players spend together learning his game, him learning our game, yeah, it's very promising, and I'm excited to see what Gyökeres does from there. He had another chance after that as well, Jokeris, actually. He picked up the ball on left hand side, dribbled across the pitch, fed the ball to Madueke, did it a Mahrez pass, kept his run going. Madueke laid it back out for him, laid it around the corner for him, and he smashed a shot, which is cannoned off the post. Yeah, I mean, it's a very good game. It was a very good game from Jokeres. Outside those two shots, even so, his link-up play was very good. And I said, yeah, he was just chasing down that ball, which is what we need. And yeah, onwards and upwards. Uh, just going back to Eze, as I said I would. Left hand side, Emirates Eze. I wanted that. This is what I wanted him to start for against Liverpool. I mean, Eze is just so talented, man. He's such a talented player. I wasn't sure if he could play left wing as good as he has. I thought he was more of a left winger that comes in into 10 position and links up there. But he has the ability to do both. He has this kind of like this move where he kind of jab sets over the ball and gets the defender off balance, and he goes the other way and just runs. And he's pretty quick. He has very decent acceleration across 5 yards. Um, he did it in the first 5 minutes, 5 10 minutes of the game on a touchline. He's kind of jab set and he's very 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 close to the touchline. Just dribbled, two touch, past the defender's foot, and was driven down the line. He did the same thing again in the second half. But he was a box of tricks all day. When I say he was doing lots of like link up play, he was the one doing one touch passes around the corner, um, just all round, just making himself available for players at all times. So even though we were focusing the ball down Noni's side, we had the ability to go down Eze's side because he was giving us a lot when he got on the ball. Um, so yeah, I mean that is just what we need in terms of balance. It's what we've been calling out for. Um, he will get better. Him as well. He will get better when he learns our game more, gets more comfortable, and we learn his game. But just as an out and out talent, um, he's quality, and it showed in this game. He was trying to he got a few shots off, but he got blocked. So he's a willing shooter. I couldn't think of the word there. He's a willing participant in terms of shooting. Um, give him a chance, he'll cut inside and try and bend that ball in the far corner, which is what we need. If you don't shoot, you don't score. On another day, he'll shoot those shots. It might get deflected, go through a defender's legs, and find a corner. Um, so yeah, I mean, he was also on our corners on the right hand side in Declan Rice's absence. We know how good Eze is at a dead ball from a dead ball situation. So again, it's good to have options when players are not on the pitch in terms of like Declan Rice, Saka, Odegaard, who are mainstay corner set piece takers. Um, so yeah, I mean, Emirates Eze, very good. Welcome to the club, man. Um, we then went 3-0 up. 3-0 up. It was that man against Zubi. I mean, I think I heard in the commentary that he had never scored 2 goals in a game in his career. It's not a surprise. I mean, the position he plays, you don't really expect deep line midfielders to score 2 goals in a game. But you don't expect someone. He's not too short. I think he's like 5'11". He looks very short, but I think he's 5'11", Zubi. Um, so we actually won a free kick from Noni again. He picked up in the second half, where he left him in the first half. But I think in the second half we're a bit more balanced in terms of where you coming down the left hand side more, well, as equal as we went down the right hand side. I mean, Forest changed their left back about 3 times, and whoever went out there just couldn't handle Noni, which is testament to his game that he played yesterday. And it was Nico Williams this time who was on him. I think it was a long diagonal, great pass on from Big Gabby out to Noni. They've clearly not heeded the warnings in the first part of the game. Let him get the ball down and drew back the defenders. Nico Williams, he's a decent defender, decent defender. Um, people like to pick him on FPL. He couldn't handle Noni, brought him down for a free kick just outside the box on the right hand side. And that was actually Noni's last inclusion in the game. He won a free kick and he got taken off to a standing ovation. Rightfully so, given the ovation he got when he joined the club. He's turning all the doubters into believers, and long may it continue. So that was his last involvement in the game. Um, and on came Trossard, um, and also who else came on Trossard? Bear with me 1 second. Carry on, big gap, little Martinelli, Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli. That's who came on. So that was Noni's last. Yeah, that was Noni's last action. Also winning free kick and get taken off of Gabriel Martinelli to a standing ovation, and Trossard came on to replace Eza. And from that free kick, um, there was a rollback to Declan Rice on the edge of the box. I'm not sure if it was designed for him to do his trademark whip into the far corner, and maybe the pass had a bit too much purchase on it, which is a shame because Declan Rice is capable of whipping that ball um, into the far corner. We've seen that's a trademark in my opinion. But he took a good touch, looked to his left and saw Trossard. Um, and I think probably Trossard's first touch, one of his first two touches. Has stood up a delightful ball. The technique he's used to get that ball, if you watch it again on replay, he's just dug it out and he's kind of cut across it, the way his legs arced out to the right. Um, and he was into a dangerous area. I'm not sure he was actually aiming for Zubi. He looked like he's aiming more for Marino, but such was the quality and area he placed the ball. Um, Zubi was able just to run onto the ball and head it at his high point. So he's timed it well, hit at his high point, and just looped over Matt Sells into the top corner. A great header, great goal. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think he scored. You don't think he scored many headers in his career. He's definitely not scored two goals in a game. Um, so it was very good for him to get on a score on a score sheet twice, and understandably, he was definitely my man of the match as he mainly for two goals. I don't see how you could take that away from him. Um, but overall, it was a very good game. There was no new manager bounce from Big Ange. He got a baptism of fire. Pressure's probably on him already. With that chairman, very 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 tough chairman to work for. He wants results straight away. But we got our 3-0 win, and we move on to the Champions League, which starts this week. We got a game on Tuesday against Bilbao. Um, we'll do a pre-match pod on that. Um, so yeah, I mean, let me know what your views are on the Forest game. Um, I just thought it was just very good. Can't say much more than that. And I expect this going forward. The rotation is going to be there, as we know. We have players, and we have two players in every position easily, and it's just quality. I mean, we played today without our spine of Saka, Saliba, Rice, Odegaard came off, Havertz wasn't there, and I mean even Martin Skelly, who was a mainstay in the latter part of last season, he didn't play, and we just didn't look. We didn't look like we missed a beat, which is very dangerous for the rest of the league, and it helps us. I mean, it puts us on decent stead to actually challenge for quite a few trophies this season, because we often get to a certain point in the season and we'll have one of those 5, 6 players will be injured, and we have to make a choice between either a league or a Champions League. But it seems that we might be able to, prioritize them all, you know, which would be very good, um, especially for us to keep us interested towards the end of the season, because we kind of blew the Premier League off from February last year, which means it's just nothing games. I could have when I couldn't attend matches, I couldn't even sell a ticket, nor where to go to these games, especially the last couple of games. Um, but no, it will be good. Um, yeah, so I mean, like yeah, again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave a like on the video. If you listen to Apple or Spotify, subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Appreciate it very much. And until next time, all the best.